Hello, I'm Kyle Bratch from Chaparral Motorsports, and today I want to introduce to you one of my favorite pieces of summertime riding gear. It's the Fly Racing Cooling Vest, and this thing is fantastic. Now for years and years and years, I rode in my traditional riding jacket, and whenever I got to a gas station, I'd stop and wet my t-shirt and throw a wet t-shirt on because that would give me some sort of cooling effect while riding down the road. Times have changed, and so has technology, and now we have polymer embedded fabrics. When this technology was first introduced to me back in the early 2000s, there was only one company doing it, a company called Techniche. And now there's several different companies that use that same technology, like Fly Racing here, and they have developed cooling vests. As mentioned earlier, it's a polymer embedded fabric, and basically what that means is inside these little pleats here are water absorbing pockets of material. I don't know the exact chemical makeup of the stuff that's in here, but originally there were these little gel crystals, kind of like the crystals that you'd put in potty mix or something like that, that hold water, swell, and then slowly release as they dehydrate out. That's what used to be in this type of vest. But the general principle of a vest like this is going to be more like a swamp cooler. You're going to soak this vest for 2 to 10 minutes. It's going to absorb as much water as it possibly can. This thing's going to weigh like 8 pounds when you take it out of the water. It's phenomenal. It's going to weigh as much as the water is that you put into it. You're then going to put this on over your shirt. You're then going to put your riding jacket over the top. And then this is going to continually evaporate the water that is around it. It's going to create this pocket of cool air around your body. Now, I've done a test with a vest just like this in the past. It was 115 degrees outside. I took fish tank thermometers, you know, the sticky ones that you'd put on the inside of a fish tank in order to see what the temperature of the water is. I put that on my chest. I then rode around the block, and my temperature of my skin was the same temperature as the ambient air outside, about 110 degrees. I then put a cooling vest on, rode around the block for about 2 miles or so, and then got off the motorcycle, peeled that back, and my skin temperature was about 75 degrees. That is a huge swing in temperature, and that's a great way to keep your core cool. Last year I visited a technical apparel factory and found out that fatigue is the main cause of mistakes of motorcyclists. Now what they found was that the warmer your body gets, the more heat your body has to battle, and the more fatigued your body gets, the more mistakes that you make. For every degree of extra heat that your body is battling, you become less and less alert to the things that are going on around you. Now, I've been riding in cooling vests for over 15 years now, and I can say that they are a game changer. They're a lifesaver. Quick story I want to tell you. I was riding through Baker, California one year, and it was smoking hot, like 123 degrees when I left Arizona. I finally get to Baker, California. It's about 12, almost noon. And I'm riding down the road and I'm literally falling asleep on the motorcycle. Well, when I left, it was 70 degrees outside. It was too cold to wear a cooling vest, but as the day progressed, it got hotter and hotter, and I became more and more fatigued, even though I didn't realize it was happening. Pulled over, got gas, soaked my vest, put it on, and as soon as I started down the road, that cooling effect started to happen, and I realized how dangerous it was riding just minutes before. Being able to keep your body and your core cool is a key aspect of maintaining alert and safe on your motorcycle. So over the years that I've been wearing a cooling vest, I perfected the art of how that works. Originally, I was using a mesh jacket because that was the coolest that you could possibly be on a motorcycle. Now, a mesh jacket is actually cooler than riding in a t-shirt because the sun never hits your skin. Now, when you throw a cooling vest on, which I thought was the best way to do it, I ran into a problem. I'd soak my cooling vest, I'd put it on, and I'd go out for my ride. In about 40 minutes, this thing was cooked completely dry on the front, still a little bit damp on the back, but I started to feel that fatigue of the sun. Years down the road, I was talking to a guy who wears a cooling vest underneath a Badlands Pro jacket. The reason that he didn't wear mesh is because he got dried out too much. Now this allowed the vest to get enough air going through those vents that I'm still getting that evaporative cooling effect. I'm basically creating the shell all the way around me of cooler air than the outside air. With that setup, I can literally ride for 3 or even 4 hours depending on the amount of moisture I was able to get into the vest and how hot the temperature is outside. Now jumping back to the mesh jacket setup that I originally rode with, that would wear out really quick or dry out really quickly, and I would have to refill that jacket or recharge it often. Like I said, about every 40 miles. So what I started doing was I started carrying a Ziploc bag, a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. I'd take that 1 gallon Ziploc bag, open it up, fold the vest up, and set it inside. I would then pour water up to the top and seal it. I'd let it sit in the bag for about 10 minutes. I'd take the vest out, shake it off, put it on, and then put on whatever outer garment that I was wearing. The mesh jacket was only about 40 minutes, but a true motorcycle jacket with decent venting, you're gonna have about 4 hours of moisture or cooling effect from the vest. Now, a lot of guys won't wear a vest like this because they think you're putting this soaking wet thing on, kind of like wearing a wet t-shirt. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna feel dampness or a little bit of moisture, but your t-shirt will not be wet. What happens is, the inside of this vest is made of a water-resistant material, almost like a Gore-Tex or a Frog Tog type material that only allows the water to go one direction. So you basically have a waterproof barrier here that sits against your t-shirt or your skin. Now, depending on how long you soak this, you're gonna have water that gravity is gonna pull down and it's gonna drip off the bottom. Your pants are gonna get a little bit damp or wet. But if you actually soak this in water and hang it on your bike for a few minutes as you're getting fuel or whatever, it will actually drip dry to the point where it's not gonna leave any moisture on your shirt or your pants. But as a general rule, I'm riding in temperatures that are really hot and I really don't mind that extra moisture because it's gonna dry really quickly. Now, when you're done using the vest, you do have to make sure that you need to hang this up and let it dry completely before storing it, or it can get moldy or mildewy, and that's not a good situation. But in recap, a cooling vest is a great way to keep the core of your body cool so you can be as comfortable as you can while out there on the road in temperatures above 80 degrees. Stay tuned, because when the weather gets hot here in Southern California, we're gonna take this same exact vest. We're gonna take it out there in the field and we're gonna demonstrate to you just how cool you stay if you properly wear a cooling vest. If you liked what you saw today or you learned anything new, please give us a thumbs up. If you want action like this coming directly to your inbox, or if you want to be notified when we do create that video of this jacket out there in the real world, please hit that subscribe button and, more importantly, the notification bell. I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and ride safe.